All right, hello there, guys. Today we're going to go through how to write different kinds of equations for lines, and we're going to take several different forms and we're going to convert them to slope-intercept form, so that way when we're looking at parallel and perpendicular lines, it will be a lot easier to look at them. So first thing, slope-intercept form. If you're given the slope and the y-intercept, so that's when you use this form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And you guys are the most familiar with this one. So m is that slope, and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so you just plug in whatever your slope is, you plug it in where m is, and then wherever your y-intercept is, you plug it in where b is. The y and your x, they stay as y and x in your equation, no matter what it is. So right here, we got an example. It's a slope is equal to 1/2, and the y-intercept is -3. So we put y equals, and then instead of m, okay, remember this is m. Instead of m, I'm going to put the 1/2, and then I write the letter x, and then I say plus, and then my y-intercept, this is b, it's -3. Now, the only thing with this one is just this plus -3. That looks kind of weird, right? Well, if it's plus a negative, it just becomes a minus sign. So the official form of this is y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Okay, so our next one is point slope form. So you use this one if you're given the slope and a point. On this one, it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, your m is the slope. Okay, I'll zoom that in here. Your m is the slope, and then they're going to give you a point, and that's your x1, y1. This is from the point that they give you. Okay, and in order to write this in slope-intercept form, you're going to have to solve for y. So we're going to put this in slope-intercept form, so that means that we're going to solve it for y. So first thing what we have to do is to put this into point-slope form. So we have our slope here. This is m. And then this 4, -1, this is your x1. And then the -1, that's your y1. So we just plug in. So it's y minus, and then we need y1, so that's the -1. So y minus -1 equals 2. Now it's m, so that's the 1/2 times x minus, and then our x1 is 4. So now we'll kind of go through, and we're going to solve for y, which means that we're going to get the y alone. So get y alone. So we have to take this, we have to get whatever's over here away from the y, and then we also have to distribute this stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of rewrite this. So y minus -1, that's really y plus 1, because whenever you have those two negatives, remember they combine and they make a positive here, equals. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to distribute this 1/2 in here. I'm going to distribute it to the x and also to the -4. So 1/2 times x is just 1/2 x. You just put whatever number is here, you put it right in front of x. Okay, and then 1/2 times -4. If you do that in the calculator, 1/2 times -4 is -2. And then now, all we have to do is subtract this here to get y by itself. So take away 1, and you take away 1, only from the number on the end. You don't touch the x at all. So we get y equals 1/2 x, and then you have a -2, and you take away another one, it's -3. And so there you go. That is your equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, now our last one that we have here, standard form. Okay, standard form is ax plus by equals c. Okay, a and b are numbers that they give you, and so is c. Okay, so whenever you see like your x and your y on the same side together, you know that's standard form. Okay, and what you have to do here is solve this for y. Solve for y, which means that we're going to get y alone. Okay, so we'll go through our examples here. So it says write the following equations in slope-intercept form. Okay, we have our x and our y together on the same side. We got to separate them. We want only the y over here. So first thing you need to do is move your x over to the other side, always. So this is a positive x, so what I'm going to do is minus x. And so I'll do minus x over here. So I have -2y equals to 6 minus x. All right, now I have to get rid of this -2 in front of the y. So I have to divide by -2. Divide by -2. Divide by -2. Everything on the right-hand side here is going to get divided by -2. So a -2y divided by -2 is just y. And then 6 divided by -2 is -3. And then here, remember, there's a 1 in front of that x. So you have a -1 divided by a -2. So it's a positive 1/2. So it's plus 1/2 x. And then now, just to make it look better, you just switch the -3 and this plus 1/2 x. So it becomes y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Your x always comes before that constant. Okay, and now our last one. Again, first thing you need to do is move the x over to the other side. So it's positive 3x, so we do minus 3x. Minus 3x. So you have 4y equals 12 minus 3x. Okay, and then we have to divide. So divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. I want you to divide these things individually so you don't forget to divide anything. So these 4's, they cancel, so we just get y equals, and then 12 divided by 4 is 3. And then here it's just -3/4 x. And again, just rewrite it. Put the x one first, so y equals -3/4 x. And then since this is a positive 3, I put plus 3. And there you go. So now make sure that you've written all this down. I will leave a hard copy of the notes as well so that you guys can see. You can ask Miss Batter to see that. We'll look at the assignment here together. All you're going to have to do is go through and start writing these things in the appropriate form. You're always doing slope-intercept form. So all the time, this whole assignment, you are solving for y. Okay, you're just trying to get y alone every single time on all of these. And then this one, since they gave you the slope and the intercept, all you have to do is plug in to y equals mx plus b. So the second section is just plugging in those numbers where they go. And then the last few, again, they give you the point and they give you the slope. So you use that y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then you solve for y. All right, so that's all there is to it, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.